A headline comes from the website DCI Palestine and it reads, 4-year-old dies of shrapnel wounds from Israeli forces. Now this is the absolutely tragic story of a 4-year-old Ahmad Abu Abed who has died just a couple of days ago as a result of injuries inflicted against him from Israeli fire on December the 2nd. And Ahmed was protesting with his parents the Palestinians' right to return to their land, which is theirs. And of course, he came under fire. He's now died. Now, the tragedy with this story is that normally we pick out stories which are trending and which the world is talking about. But today, Robert, we've broken protocol a little bit. We want to talk about this story because nobody's talking about it, and we think they should be. This story gets to the heart of the situation in Palestine, the brutal conditions that Palestinians are living under, and of course there's many Palestinian children who remain languishing in Israeli jails. So we expect this story to be talked about more, but the fact remains, Robert, that it isn't.
Well, I know that the Palestinian cause does have a lot of support on social media. Perhaps you could bring up some reactions from online.
Sure. Let's take a look at a tweet here from Carol, who says, if we're going to take care about children dying at the border, we should care about children at all borders. Ahmed Abu Abed becomes the youngest of some 175 Palestinians killed by Israeli fire in the demonstrations since March. Now, this tweet, I flagged this one up because this references the fact that people are talking a lot about the situation, the migrant caravan in South America. And for those who don't know, a 7-year-old child died in border custody crossing from Mexico into the US. So this tweet is saying that all children matter, and arguably, this is a result of the same policy. Allies of the United States and Israel, their policies have led to, tragic incidences like Ahmed Abed, who's tragically lost his life, Robert.
And you have to realise that also, how many Israeli snipers have been killed. I mean, this is a 4-year-old child, and he's been, dare I say, murdered in a way.
Well, this is the thing. We often hear about Israeli soldiers when they get killed, but this is a Palestinian civilian and a child, and we never hear this. And we've had hundreds of people that have died since March as a result of the ongoing indiscriminate onslaught of Palestinian life, which is treated in scant disregard. So a few news outlets have picked this up, but not too many, and certainly not the mainstream media, Robert.
Any more reactions from social media on this?
Let's take a look at a tweet from David Aston, who says, Gaza, 4-year-old child dies of wounds. Israeli troops shoot and kill West Bank villager. Israeli troops terrorize West Bank village school children. Israeli army vandalism in Al-Quds University. Israeli army destroys homes under construction. So some strong language there, talking about the very real oppression that Palestinians deal with every day. That the mosques are attacked, schools are attacked. There's nowhere safe for Palestinians at the moment.
Now, we've only got 2 stories today, so we can spend just a little bit more time on this one. I know, as you've already mentioned, that the mainstream media just isn't giving this topic any justice. But also, what is worth mentioning, I think, while we're here, is that Ahed Tamimi is being remembered as well. There's an anniversary there. Perhaps you could just very briefly elaborate on that.
Yeah, so we've just gone past the 1-year anniversary of when Palestinian teenager Ahed Tamimi famously slapped an Israeli soldier who had actually attacked a family member of hers, and as a result she spent 7 months or so in Israeli prisons. And of course there was a media onslaught against her and her family, but thankfully she's now been released.